How's it going, everyone? This is Tom. I'm excited to bring you this video because I'm going to go through the top 5 features found in iOS 7. If you're unaware, iOS 7 is Apple's new mobile operating system. It is in its beta stages. However, it's pretty solid, so I'm going to be showing you the 5 most interesting features, in my opinion at least. First up, we just have the design, the general user interface of the operating system. It's a lot different to iOS 6. It has a much flatter feel. The icons it takes a little bit of getting used to. They're much more colourful. However, on the whole, I really like the design. It's a nice mix between quite fun and also quite stylish and elegant in certain places as well. There's going to be a ton of places you can notice this, for example, just on the home screen and the icons in general, but then there's also the control center. We'll talk about that in a little while. There's just a lot of changes in this operating system design-wise. The weather apps, totally different. The settings apps, totally different. So, you know, there's a lot. It's a very inclusive upgrade, and I think that's what I like about it. Moving on now, we're going to get into some core functionality. So here we have the app switcher, and this is very jailbreak inspired, you may notice. But we have a fully fledged multitasking system now. We don't have this little horrible bar at the bottom, and you get full previews of the apps. You can close apps just by swiping up. It's very simple. There's not a ton of functionality here. For example, you still can't close all apps at once, I don't believe. However, you can simply by swiping up. You close apps, you can play around with your actual applications. It's very smooth, you have very fluid animations, and this is one of my favourite things about iOS for sure. iOS 7 for sure, due to the fact that it's just very nice. It's such an upgrade to the previous app switcher. Now let's chat about folders, because this is quite an understated feature in iOS. They didn't put much store on it, but I think it's a really useful feature. So now we finally have paging in folders, so you see that you can drag apps and move them over to other pages. Wow, that was a massive fail. But you can, it's a lot of, you get this beautiful animation going into your folders. I'm a really big fan of it. It's a little bit slow. I'd like them to speed it up just a tad. However, you can put as many pages as you want, I believe, and you can hide newsstand. Finally, in folders, we can hide newsstand. It's taken so long. Don't know why it took them so long to do that, but it's a great feature nonetheless. Next, I wanted to chat about Control Center. Control Center is probably my favorite feature. This is my favorite feature in iOS 7. It is a toggle system, kind of system manager. It is fantastic. Finally, we are getting toggle controls in iOS. It has literally been so long. They've taken a lot of cues from SB settings here. It's very similar, but you get your media controls. You can turn your volume, brightness up. You can manage AirDrop, which is a new file system functionality. You can toggle your flashlight. You can quickly launch certain applications. You go to your AirPlay settings. It's very useful. I believe it's accessible from everywhere, including the lock screen, so it's just incredibly useful. I don't know why it's taken them so long, but I'm very, very grateful that they've put it in. Also, the camera has been totally redone in iOS 7. It's now much more functional. It's a much nicer interface, in my opinion. It doesn't now look like an actual camera. You've got a really nice kind of display at the bottom, and you can scroll through this. So, for example, you scroll to the left for your video. You can scroll to the right just to get back to your photos. It's very simple. You can toggle your HDR on and off just by tapping the HDR button. Much more simple than having to go and alter at the top. You can also view live filters, so you can get the actual filter applied to the camera directly from there. You can just toggle them on and off very simply. You've got a square to 1:1 aspect ratio for example, Instagram. You get your panoramic view, like you did in iOS 6. You can flip the cameras in the top right hand corner. There I am. And yeah, so a very nice camera interface. It's much better and much improved in my opinion. There we have it, folks. That's my pick of the top 5 features available in iOS 7. I'm going to have another video on some tips and tricks and stuff, so if you're excited for that video, definitely leave this one a like. If we get to like 500, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one.